This is Sherry. I'm coming at you from on Canyon Lake, and I'm a little bit bummed. I'm more than a little bit bummed actually, because the whole lake this morning was completely covered in fog. Like even just a few minutes ago, it was completely covered in fog. And oh, there goes our totem. Totem we're going to speak about just flew by. But the whole lake, literally, I mean, I swear to God, 10 minutes ago, it was completely covered in fog. And I said this morning, wouldn't it be neat to go out on the lake and do our reading in the fog? But it's gone just like that because the sun has come out. So that's a message for us that when the sun comes out, the divine masculine, which is determination, forward movement, it burns away the fog. So they're saying if you're in a fog right now, if you come out with that, if you come out with your self-determination and you start moving forward, the fog will disappear quickly, just like that. It's about you. We create our lives. We bring to us what comes, and what we can't control on the outside, we can control our actions. And if we keep moving forward, sooner than we realize, the fog is going to lift. Also, it's a representation of just period, the fog in your life is going to lift very quickly because things move very fast. So I'm going to put you guys between my knees. I'm going to take us out a little bit because I am, even though the lake is very, very still, which is really cool, I'm the only one out here. And I'm wearing this vest because it's still pretty cool, but I know that once the sun pops up, it's going to get pretty warm. So people are probably going to look at me and laugh because I've got my Ugg boots and I've got my snow vest to keep myself very comfortable. You know what? I'll talk to you guys about cormorant. That's our totem. So the cormorant is a seabird, a water bird, and we have them a lot around the lakes here. They're also at the ocean. I saved a cormorant once. I watched it, and I've got it on video in my on my Facebook page. I saw him struggling. He had actually, first of all, I saw him and he came up and he said hi to me, and he let me get so close to him. I thought it was really strange, and why would he let me get so close to him, you know? And I'm talking to him, and then I watched him I went up and I said, "Are you okay, buddy?" You know, when he kind of ruffles his feathers, and I said, "Are your wings okay?" And he lifted his wings out and he showed me that his wings were okay. It was crazy. And then so I thought, all right, you know, I won't bother you. So I let him go. And I watched from the top of my perch. I have this plateau that's about 250 feet in the air, a little plateau that I have to scale across to get to. I don't know if you guys have seen me up on that. It's pretty cool. And that's where my lookout, where I watch the dolphins and, you know, just kind of chill up there. I've done readings there a lot. And reminds me, I think I probably should go there. Maybe that's what it's telling me. I need to get to the beach. I think I'll go today in my convertible because I cleaned my convertible and it's all detailed and I love it again and I've got it insured. Okay, back to the cormorant. I watched this little cormorant and he goes down to the water and the waves are pretty aggressive and they tumble him, and I thought, geez, you know, is he okay? And he didn't come up, and I was watching from, you know, high above, and he was getting pounded by the waves, just pounded, and I thought, oh dude. And so I started running down the hill and I watched as the waves smashed him up against the rocks, and I thought, oh my God. So I ran into the water and I grabbed him and he let me. I wrapped him in a towel. I gotta tell you, it's to get down to the sand from where I was, it's difficult enough just by yourself, but while you're holding a bird that's the size of a medium dog, I had him wrapped in a towel, and all I could think about was I need to get him to a vet, and I didn't know what to do because he was really hurt. And he was very, very listless, and so I carried him, and I don't know how, Spirit helped me, literally pushed me from behind, and I got him up to the top of the hill, and I flagged down a trucker and his wife, and and they, I said, it was a Sunday, because I always do my readings on Sundays. That's what I was doing there. I was doing a reading. And I'm standing there with bare feet, you know, bathing suit and his skirt wrapped around me. And actually, did I have my skirt? I think I had my skirt on by the time I went down. And I'm like, we got to find somewhere. And we were calling. We couldn't find any animal place open. And finally, the guy said that there's a place in San Marcos. And so his wife came with me, and she drove my car as I carried this bird, and the whole while I was doing Reiki on him, you know, healing. And I got to the sanctuary and it was closed, and I'm like, oh no, you don't. There was a car there, and I'm banging on the door, and I'm like, you are gonna let him in, let me in. And so finally this lady comes, and she's kind of snotty, and I said, you know, this bird is hurt. And she says, we don't take animals like that. And I said, look, I just drove 20 minutes from the beach with this bird. You are gonna find me somebody. Like, I was very aggressive. I was crying, I had tears pouring down my face. So she goes inside, and out, you know, a few minutes later comes this big bear of a man, big bear, And he was like a gentle Ben, and he says, you know, we really don't take animals like this. And I said, what am I supposed to do? Let him die? And he looks at me and he says, you know, he doesn't look very good. And I said, he's going to be okay. Take him. So he took him inside, and I'm pacing back and forth outside. And the lady was just, you know, I was telling her what I was doing on him. Because, oh, I forgot to tell you, while I was doing the Reiki, he totally relaxed. Because I was worried he was going to attack me, you know. So I was doing Reiki on him, and he fell asleep in my arms. And when I got to him, that's why they said he doesn't look very good. And I said, no, he's fine. I've been doing Reiki on him. They didn't know what I was talking about. So he comes out 5 minutes later, and he says, you know, when I took him in, he goes, I didn't really think there was much we could do. He says, but we gave him some water, and he says he had something stuck in his throat. He says, but we got it out, and he says he hasn't been able to eat properly because there was something stuck in his throat, and you could tell by his feathers, you know, he's just very malnourished. And he says, but I've got him stabilized. He seems to be perking up, and he says, and I've made a call, and I'm going to have somebody take him down to the bird sanctuary in San Diego tomorrow. And he says, I'll give you my card and you can check and see how he's doing. And I thought, no, I don't want to know, because I just don't want to know if he doesn't make it, you know. But I had done my job. But what's interesting is the cormorant. They're diving birds. That's what they're meant to dive in the water. But the waves were big that day. And what they do is they're very buoyant, right? They're buoyant. So they swallow pebbles. And that's what keeps them down. It weights them. And so I guess he had gotten one lodged in his throat, and he just wasn't able to eat the food. There are also birds that in China, I think it's China, they're used as fishermen, and they put these things around their neck to so that they train them to dive down and get the fish, but they can't swallow because they've got these things around their neck, these rings around their neck. So there's a bunch of messages for the cormorant. One, the cormorant is a very it's a bird that dives down deep. So it's about talking about diving. You have the ability to dive down deep under your emotional waters. Even if things are rough, you can dive down because you know you're going to pop back up again because you're buoyant, right? You're able to survive. You've got the tenacity. There are also birds that they can fly very high, and you can see them high. I can see them around here. You know, we'll see them perched up in the palm trees, like way high, way up in the trees. And so you know, they're saying. Sometimes you have to go to great heights in order to get a good view. You know, you got to go up, and they're talking about the will and determination. And these are definitely self-sufficient birds. They're able to like the word is tenacity. They're not going to give up. It's a symbol of endurance and dedication and the fact that they're able to do the things that they are able to do is showing people that even if you have gone down under your emotional waters, you will show people that you will not only make it, you will survive, and you will come back stronger. So this is your bird. This is your bird that you need to hold on to. And this is the power animal that you need to call to. If you've been going through emotional times and you've felt like your head's been underwater, you have the ability to bring the sun out. You have the ability to grab the divine masculine in you and move forward, and the tenacity of, you know, even if you're just crawling on your knees at first, it doesn't matter. You will surprise people. You have the ability to not only pull yourself up out of your emotional waters, but you will be successful. I'm sure there's a lot more that will come. I can't right now think of the different messages for cormorant, but an awesome bird. I've seen them around here lately. I haven't seen them for a while. You know, they seem to be on the move right now, which is a message that these ones that have been under their emotional waters are starting to move through them, right? Okay, so the cards that we're going to be using today, I was talking to my girlfriend Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. Yesterday she went to what does she call it? A wellness conference. She lives in Saskatchewan, Canada, my home country. And she said, oh, I got a bunch of decks and, you know, card decks. And I said, oh, what'd you get? And she's been, you know, was naming them one by one, and I had them all. I've got so many decks, it's ridiculous. And then she says, yeah, oh, and she goes, oh, yeah, and I have the magical unicorns. And remember last week we had the golden unicorn? Are we on? Yeah, we are. I thought, oh, here I am talking to Wayne, we're probably not even on. The golden unicorn, remember that this is a friend that's going to come, this golden unicorn that's going to come, is going to help you and guide you and help you be successful. So the unicorn kind of popped into my head, and I thought to myself, and I said to her, yeah, you know, I have all those cards, and I said, I don't use so many of them, but every once in a while I go back, you know, to the old cards and revisit them, and And I said, I like the magical mermaid deck. Right now I'm kind of focused on my mermaid because of my mermaid car, and I'm the mermaid. I call my car the mermaid. And then I thought, I said, I just pulled it out and I used it. I hadn't used it for a while. So yesterday you'll notice that I used messages from the magical mermaids. And so this morning I was rushing to get down here on the lake because look at the fog, it's completely gone now. It's totally gone. That's what I get for staying and working in, you know, under my blanket fort. I had no idea that it was burning off so quickly. Anyway, I went to use the card to pull the cards out, and I was rushing, and I thought, oh, okay, which ones, and I picked the magical shapeshifters because I love the shapeshifters. And then I thought, no, you know what? They're too complicated for me right now to get in my head, the messages. So I'm just going to grab a more simple deck that I can read the picture of. And right in front of me, I open up my cabinet because I have several decks that I work with for my customers, for my clients, you know, for my everyday work. And hold on, I'm going to turn us around again. I'm going to go out in the lake a little bit. I have probably 15 different decks that I pull from when I work online, and I have the rest of them are put in my cabinet. I have this antique cabinet that has all the rest of them in it. And so when I opened the cabinet up, Liger was all excited. He wanted to sit there and do the cards with me because when I spread them out on the ground, he always, you know, clears the cards. But he wasn't fast enough to help me this morning. So I looked in front of me, and what was there but the magical unicorns. So we're going to be using the magical unicorns deck. And so Kimberly, this is for you. I guess this is why it was brought up, why I was supposed to use these cards. Okay, so the first card that we're going to be using, you know, hold on. I'm going to turn this way. I'll show you the card quickly, and then I'll start to talk about it because I want to get us more in the water, out in the water. The card is change. The changes that you're going through are positive. And you see this unicorn, golden unicorn, and she's running forward. And she's in the forest, or he possibly, because he's got a little bit of a long beard. So this is a beautiful male. He's coming out of the forest. He was in the forest, but now he's coming out. So there's messages in that in itself. The forest, which I love, but the forest could represent, you know, it's thick and wild and untamed, and you know, you might lose your way. A forest can be pretty scary if you're out there living off the land, you know. So you might have been having to go through a difficult time. You might have been maybe you've lost your job, maybe you've been trying to make ends meet, and it feels like things are really wild, and you know, you've been lost in this forest, but now you're coming out of the forest and you're on a pathway, right? Check this out. There's a path in front of him, and he's going through the gates, and there's two horses at the top. So horses represent forward movement and positive change. Whoops, sorry, shouldn't get my cards wet. And obviously the changes that you're going through are positive. So what they're saying is, you know, at times we might be afraid to make changes because we don't know what's going to happen, right? But this message is saying that the changes that you're going through are for the best. And you're walking through a gateway. This is a gateway. The number 10 is a gateway. When you see 1010, that's a message from Spirit that you are going through a gateway, and that that a doorway is opened for you. So move forward. So they're telling you that, you know, change comes. You know, you're getting older. You don't have to worry about the future because it's all going to work out for you. You know, these changes are a part of just growing up. You like different things now than you did when you were younger. You know, things have changed for you. And which way is prettier for you guys to look? Probably that way, right? I think it's prettier that way. You know, it's okay for things to change. You know, change is all a part of life. You know, we change our friends, our family members change as we go older. And it's all about letting go of things that don't work for us any longer and bringing in what's new into our lives. And even though the changes that you're going through, you know, you've got, you know, I can relate to this big time. The changes that you're going through might make your family raise their eyebrows. You know, maybe they're not used to this in you. And your friends possibly, you know, we have a great falling away right now. I've been talking to friends of mine, and my girlfriend in Wisconsin was telling me that, you know, there's changes have been happening between her and her best friend. She said, we've been friends for 40 years, and or 25 years we've been best friends. And I said, you know, the changes are happening everywhere, and when people start falling away, we need to just gracefully let them go. And she said, let my best friend of 25 years go? And I said, you know, when the doors start shutting, you need to let them go. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be forever, but maybe right now in your life you need to move forward because things are changing for you, and maybe being around that energy isn't going to be in your highest good. Maybe they would deter you, maybe they would discourage you, and we want to be around people who are encouraging us, right, who are rooting for us and wanting us to go in the direction that our soul's telling us to go. So right now what they're saying is, like, my family's not speaking to me right now, and I dreamed about my son last night, and I know that my son was being used to stand for someone else. He wasn't actually my son, but the fact that they used my son, he hasn't spoken to me in almost 3 years because of my spiritual path. And my stepfather cut me out of his life again, just, you guys might as well know. And my daughter isn't speaking either. And I've just kind of let it go this time. I'm not going to sweat it. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to try and force the issue because it's in my highest good right now. None of them are supportive of my spiritual work. None of them are supportive of my path. And I want people around me that are supportive of me to move forward. So what they're saying is that even if these changes happen now, it's not forever. They're literally saying it's not forever. Nothing lasts forever. And in the end, they're saying that people, you will become closer again. You may not have all of the same friends, but there are the ones that are meant to be in your life. They'll recognize that you have stood for yourself, and you stood on your integrity, and you have been who you are supposed to be, and they'll respect you for it. And so those ones will come back. There's a beautiful bird went by, and I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to show it to you. Every time I see that bird, I can't remember his name. I'm going to have to ask my Uncle Phil what it is. He knows everything. And so the ones that you have lost, the ones that walk away and don't come back, you're going to make new friends. You're going to make new. And it's because of the change that you're going through, you're going to be making new friends. So that kind of segues us into, we're spinning again. It segues us into our next card. I'll show you the card before I start to spin around. And it's in it, just be yourself. And you see this little dark person. You know, what's interesting about a little dark person, I'd love to have skin like that. There's so many different messages that I see in this, and I don't mean to be racist because that's not what I'm just reading the cards. Dark means they're perceived as different, and they deal with prejudice. And so this is you know, you may, like I said, the family or friends, they may treat you differently, and they may be prejudiced or not agree with your stance on things. But this little one is riding this white unicorn, the spiritual unicorn. They're carrying the unicorn's carrying him forward, and he's chasing, and it got his hands up to a dove, which represents peace and harmony, and happiness and prophetic vision. There's all kinds of things that represent that dove represents. Prophecy, vision, and you see this little pair of rabbits down here, which is creativity. And look at me, I'm not even rowing the boat, and you guys are looking at the bottom of the boat here. I'll put you this way. It's not that pretty. Sorry about that. I just kind of got caught into this card. It's amazing. I didn't really think that I've never really looked at this card before. Thank you, Kimberly, for encouraging me to use this deck. Look at my fingernails. Ugh, they still have red sand stuck in them. I've scrubbed and scrubbed them. Anyway, they're two rabbits, the pair of rabbits. It talks about forward movement and creativity. So that's going to come. You've come down this road. Look where you've come, from this mountain, down this mountain, through the forest. You started out here with spirit. There's the palace, the golden palace. And then you were in this mountain. You had to come down this mountain, which is difficult, challenges. And then you go through the forest, which was probably pretty hairy. And then you've come along this long road, which is where we saw that unicorn on that road, right? It's about to come through the gates and take flight. Well, now, following your prophetic vision, which is what I'm doing, I'm following what I've been shown. There's another one up here as well. And the doves, also, they have another message. And I noticed this morning, you know, right now when I say this, I'm probably not going to see it. But the doves talk about, you know, the Bible story, the flood. The dove was used, and also fishermen use doves. Just forget the ark. Fishermen, when they've been out to sea, they notice to see, they send doves out, and when they come back carrying twigs, or they're close to shore. Also, when they start seeing little pieces of branches floating in the water, that means that they're closer to shore. So they're flying in the sky. They're out. So everyone's on the move. Forward movement, forward movement. It's going to be creative possibilities coming forward. And there's a pair. So possibly you're going to be having a creative possibility with the partner, where most likely it is with a partner. That's why they're showing two. And what else? I mean, it's beautiful weather, right? Look at the sky. We've got a little bit of fog here. And you know what? It's probably not even fog. It's probably chemtrails, which is really horrible because it's blue over here. But they're basically saying just be yourself. right? You're gonna not let these people and these friends and people from your past or even your own doubts or fears get in your way and stop you from doing what you know it is that you're supposed to do. You know, sometimes you may worry what other people think of you. You know, I've gotten past that, but a lot of people worry. You know, they want to be liked. I want to be liked. There's my hawk. That's a hawk right there. And a message is coming. That's awesome. Wish I'd seen her closer. You probably couldn't see her because it's far away. And maybe sometimes you try and pretend to be like others, other than yourself, because you want to fit in. You might, you know, act, talk, dress. You're like someone you admire. You know, because you want to emulate the people that you admire. I am going to row us. We're moving into the dock house here. So you know, you look at people that you admire and you kind of strive to be like them, and that's great if this is somebody who's moving in the direction that your soul's path is supposed to move in. But perhaps if you're trying to fit in with someone, you may pick someone that in a group that you want to be like them, and so you dress like them and you act like them, and you're kind of adopting another person's persona. It's not your persona. It isn't who you are, right? So they're saying you don't have to act like anyone else. You know, things will go a lot better if you act just as who you are, because you aren't anybody else. You are you. And so the more you try and be like other people, the more you can't be inauthentic. We must be authentic, because how we act, we're going to draw that kind of energy to us. So if we're acting like this person that we think looks great and fits in that crowd, but that person doesn't align with our integrity and our morals and our path, we're going to attract the people like that person attracts, because people are going to think we're like them, and that's not going to work for us. We want to attract people like us. So it's best to act as we are. Things will be much better for us. We'll be much happier in that way, you know. And it might not be that the problem is with you. Maybe there's a problem with the people around you. Maybe the people in your life, like family, are trying, or friends that you've grown up with, like my girlfriend said, are trying to change who you are. They're trying to. Maybe they're the ones who want to see you change. You know, maybe these old friends of yours want you to be different than you have become, and maybe you've grown. But change is a part of life. We've already got this. So make sure that you're not trying to change into a different person, and know and understand that your true friends, like I said, the ones who really love you and know who you are, they're going to love you as you are, just as you are, not as you trying to be someone else. They're not going to stop you from being who you're meant to be. They'll try and encourage you to stop any negative behavior. You know, they'll try and help you feel better about yourself. You know, maybe this is a message right now. Spend time with your true friends. You know, I thought about this the other day, and I thought about when I went to sleep the other night. I'm taking us over here because there's a cormorant on the dock, and he's airing out his wings. I love how they do that, just like that little guy did when I rescued him from the beach. They're saying, you know, the other day I went to sleep and I was praying, and I was actually saying thank you. And I was thinking about the real friends that I have in my life. And I thought about, you know, there's a lot of people on Facebook that I have connected with because of my work that have become my friends, and like my really good friends. And I was so grateful for these people. And so I reached out to a couple of them, you know, 3 of them I wrote to yesterday. My friend Erica, and I wrote to my friend Julie here, who I haven't seen for a while. And then and to Kimberly, my friend in Canada, and I just wanted them to know that I appreciate them and I love them. And so maybe this is encouraging you to reach out to friends, you know, spend some time with them instead of with the people that don't understand you. Spend some time with the people that do understand you and who get you. You know, you may not be exactly like them, but they get you and they love you. So spend time with them. Also, it's telling you, this message is telling you to trust your intuition. You already know what it is that you're supposed to be doing in your heart, right? So they want you to act on it. They talk about success. You know, I posted something, this is Sonia, posted something yesterday, I think it was, about Colonel Sanders. He went through this horrible time, and it talked about how, you know, all the different things in his life that went wrong, and how in the end he ended up being this incredible inventor. And they talk about the people who follow their passion. And he did something that he liked. He liked making chicken. That's what he liked doing. So whatever it is that you like doing, you see my cormorant right there? I don't want him to fly away, so I'm not going to get too much closer. There's Freedom sitting on the dock, and then there's Tenacity sitting on the other side, because that's a seagull. I'm not going to go too close. You know, great inventors and business people, they're born when people follow their own voice and follow their own passion. So they're telling you that you're here to make a difference in this world. So they want you to follow what it is, whatever it is. You know, do you like my girlfriend Erica? She quit some major business that she had because she just wanted, she's a writer and she's an artist and she wanted to start making art. And so that's what she's been doing. And she's doing great. And because she's doing what she loves, she means a mad manifester. And that's what they're saying is going to happen. You follow who you truly are. This water is so still, and yet I moved us in one direction. I gotta be quiet so I don't scare Mr. Cormorant. Okay, baby, I'm not gonna make you move. So you're ready. That's a message from me. Okay, so she followed her voice and she followed her passion, and she's creating something amazing. And she was very successful with the business that she had before, but she will be very successful with this because she's doing what she loves. Freedom's going over to Cormorant. Perseverance. They're teaming up. Cool. So that's just an example of somebody following their love and their passion and making it work. You know, when we believe in what we're doing and we love what we do, we're able to manifest wonderful things. So the next message that we get, this is I think my favorite, one of my favorite, I think it is my favorite one in this whole deck. There's two that I love. Relax, everything's okay. Here's the golden unicorn again. Oh. And you know what's interesting? My favorite horse when I was growing up, I was very into horses. I was a total horsey girl. Was the Palomino. I always wanted a Palomino, and I had books on them. I had shirts on them. I had everything. Palomino horses. And this is a Palomino. Look at the color with the lighter mane and the golden body. But it also looks like it has Appaloosa spots. So this is a very magical horse. And it's in the forest, which I love. So it's relaxed. Don't worry. It's all going to be fine. You know, whatever it is that you're going through at this moment, it's going to be okay. It's not as bad as you think. It's never as bad as we think. No matter what the situation looks like right now, you know, it's telling you to relax, let go of your worries. You know, do something like this. Like, how can this not make me happy? Things aren't going great in my life in a lot of different areas, but I look for what's wonderful, and I look for what I'm blessed with, and I am blessed with this. And for some reason, we're floating this way, so I'm not going to fight it. That's my message, I guess. Don't fight the current. Even though it feels like it's slight, it's definitely moving. So that's another thing. Even though things don't feel like they're changing, because look, the water is so incredibly calm. And yet if I don't keep paddling, my canoe is completely turning away from the Cormorant, and it's moving in this direction. So the Cormorant and Freedom, Cormorant, which is perseverance, and Freedom, which is the seagull, they're just sitting there, not doing anything. So my canoe, my path, is moving forward. It's going to keep moving. I'm turning my back on sitting on dock. I want movement. So they're saying basically, they're talking to you about this relaxing, how everything is okay. And they're basically saying, have you ever watched a movie? You know, we all have, where we're sitting there, you know, you're watching this thriller. I keep thinking of James Bond movies, and you're thinking, you know, oh, they're never going to get away. Well, of course you know James Bond is never going to die. But still, you're going through all these racy scenes. I just watched a Jason Bourne movie the other day, and I was watching it all, and you're thinking, oh man, you know, what's going to happen? Are they going to get away? They're going to get out? You know, how are they going to make it? It doesn't look like there's any way they're going to be able to get out of there. But in the end, everybody's safe and it's okay. So that's what they're saying. This is your movie. This is your life. This is your movie, and whatever you're going through right now, it's temporary. Clearly, it's temporary. Look how far we have moved. Just allowing the current to take us. So go with the flow. Do what you can as far as the proactive movements that Spirit's encouraging you to take. But with the rest of it, just kind of allow Spirit to carry you. Allow the forward movement to propel you forward. Don't worry, because worry slows things down and it puts blockages up. Your current situation, they're saying, is going to be over very soon. I like hearing this. I need to hear this myself. And there's life lessons that we're learning from this. There's someone that I've been very worried about for a while, and I got a message the other morning, and it made me feel really, really good. And it said, you know, the same basic thing. They said, relax. It's okay. your loved one is going to be okay. This is just part of your loved one's life's experiences and lessons. They're safe and protected, and you can relax. I'll take care of them. And I thought, wow, I really needed to hear that. But I really needed to hear that for me too, because that was a message also for me. Because whenever there's a message for another, it's always a message for myself, always. So they're asking us to take a breath. You know, just relax, take a deep breath in, try your best to stay positive, look for things that you find. I want to face this way. Actually, I want you guys to look this way because it's pretty. I like the light on the water. It looks different with my sunglasses on, but it's so bright out here. They just want you to take a breath because everything's going to be all right. And one way that you can do this is amazing. I didn't plan how I was going to pull these cards. This is actually not the order that I pulled them. But I've got them kind of all stacked up, and they're all they're going exactly the way they're supposed to go. So clearly my higher self is in charge. Because the next message is simplicity. This is how we do what Spirit wants us to do. Now look at this picture. Is that not beautiful? I want to live there. Oh my gosh. There's a little dog, and it's got a puppy. That's a Cocker Spaniel, which is a family dog. And then there's a seagull. It's interesting. What's a seagull doing there? That is or is it a swan? No. It's not a duck. It looks like a seagull. How strange. It could be a magical bird, right? Let's call it a magical bird because the coloring isn't right for the type of body style. I know what the bird is, and it's not colored properly. But the horse is running through the field, so the light is shining through the forest. So now they're in the forest, but it's a happy time. It isn't difficult. There's light, so they can. This is like the enchanted forest. They're out of Sherwood Forest, and they're now into the enchanted forest, where the light shines through and everything's beautiful. There's a bridge over there, over this beautiful river. There's flowers along the edge. There's this little waterfall. This is exactly where I want to live. I want to leave now and go live here. I know this is beautiful where I'm at. It really is beautiful. But this is my dream. So why don't you live there, Sherry? I'm moving there. I'm moving towards that. I'm allowing Spirit to guide me there. I am. So what they're telling you, put your energy into the basics. Okay? Things have gotten too complex. Things have gotten too thick for you. It's time to pull back and focus on what you know for certain. I was saying this to someone yesterday. If we don't know something, don't assume. I'm saying it to myself because I have prophetic dreams, but I have very, very lucid, vivid dreams. But I don't know 100% for certain with the certain dreams that I'm getting if they are prophetic or symbolic because the person isn't here to validate or verify it for me. So I'm jumping to conclusions, and I can't do that. It's not right for me to do that. So if you don't know something, reserve judgment. Don't assume anything. Pull back until you know for sure what's going on. And then they ask you, what is it that you like? What is it that you would like to do? What do you know that you don't want to do? Stop doing it. Stop doing what you don't want to do, okay? Don't do it for other people. That's going to help you. If you just take these steps, that's going to help you with the bigger steps later on. You know what you like and you know what you don't like. So, okay, if you feel like, well, I don't know how to get to what I like, but you know how to stop doing what you don't like, so stop doing it. Also, they're telling you simplicity. It's about there's a certain area of your life that you need to clean out. I'm gonna go backwards in my canoe. This is a very tippy canoe. It's different than my blue canoe. My blue canoe was very solid, and this one's kind of tippy, which is hysterical because this canoe is me. I'm a little bit ungrounded, I guess, or I'm a little reckless. Right? I like it a little reckless, though. That's the Aries. You know, we like it a little reckless. My blue canoe is a little bit more solid and more stable and secure. Represents somebody in my life that's not here right now, but right now I'll have fun in my reckless canoe until my blue canoe comes back. So what they're telling us is that there's some part of your life that you need to clean out. You know, whether it's, oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Whether it's just closets. You know, do you have closets that have clothes that, you know, I do this all the time. Because I'm a thrift store fanatic. I like garage sales and I like thrift stores. I hate them all. And so I find all these amazing things. Actually, everything that I'm wearing, except for my leggings, I got at a thrift store. And I love everything that I'm wearing. They're my favorite things. But then you get a lot of stuff, you know, and so because you get it so inexpensively. And so go through your stuff, and I do it all the time. I'm going to go through it today because I'm going to go to my thrift store because I want to get a big glass decanter. You know those ones that have the little spigots on them? the little spouts, so that I can set it outside in the sun and have all my crystals in it. Because I have my crystals. Oh, look. That's a grosbeak. We talked about grosbeak yesterday. I'll tell you about him in a second. Oh my gosh, he was right by my boat. Love that. Ooh. Love that. Love my little visitors. I feel like Dr. Dolittle. They come right up to me. You know, it's always been that way. Anyway, I'm going to go to this thrift store. But when you accumulate a bunch of stuff... Oh, no, I was putting a bunch of crystals in my glass. But then it's gone, you know, it's gone, and I need the water to absorb the crystals, and so I need a bigger decanter. So I thought, you know, I'm not going to go to the store and buy a new one. I'll go to Savers. We have this awesome thrift store. It's called Savers, and it's got everything. And you know, somebody's paid a lot of money for this stuff, and why should I? I need to watch my money right now. You know, I need to be smart with my money, because I'm just kind of building up again. And besides, I have a really difficult time spending a lot of money on something that I could get for almost nothing. Oh, there he is again. Oh, there's a pair of them. Oh. So they're saying clean out your closet. You know, maybe that's what you need to do. Clean things out. Because when you clean out your closet, it's energy. It's negative energy, or not negative energy. It's stale energy that's sitting there. So it will help you as far as manifestation comes. It could be a relationship, a messy relationship. Clean it out, get rid of it, get out of it. You're not happy there? Leave it. It's time. You are not happy. Go. Get out of it. Oh my goodness, we've got a whole bunch of grosbeaks here. And when you clean the space around you, maybe your house is messy. Maybe you need to dust. Maybe you need to straighten out. My house is always clean. I'm a clean fanatic. And I got to tell you that when I'm in a place that's not clean, when it's cluttered, I can't think properly. I can't work properly because I work at home. You know, I must have my space around me clear and clean, because it's like your mind. I mean, you think about a computer. When your computer's got a bunch of files in it, and it gets bogged down, right? You got to clear it out so things are running more smoothly. It's energy. Everything is energy. So all of these things they're asking you to do. Dump old files. Dump old files in your life, whatever they are. It also might be telling you that no. So when you dump the old files, when you clean out space, you're able to focus, right? Because otherwise I'm thinking, ugh, it's a mess around here, or I feel really, you know, claustrophobic in here. But so you can focus and you can work better, and you can see things better, and you can hear things better. That's why out here on the lake like this, it's open and clean and clear, and I flow much better. That's why I love to do my weekly readings outside, because I connect so quickly with higher self when I'm out here. They're also saying that you might be focusing too much, trying too hard on something. You need to put your energies into the basics, you know, one step at a time. You don't have to have a miracle overnight. You know, every little foot forward takes you down your path, right? I mean, look how far we've come from that dock, just floating, you know. So let go of something maybe a little bit. Focus on just one thing at a time. Your mind's been too frenetic. You've been going in too many directions. And if you focus on what's simple and what you know how to take care of, then the other things will sort themselves out. Hold on, I'm going to turn us around. Actually, maybe I just have to turn me around, because I'm the one who turned around. See, I can turn around, and now we're back here in the sun. Okay, so the next message is, hold on, let me put mine down here so I don't want those guys to get dirty. The wind is coming. Interesting. The weather's changing around here. Okay, the next message is teamwork. I love this one. Look at this. Unicorn, and you see this cat. This is interesting. My cat does that to me all the time. When I'm working and he wants my attention, Liger, I had to put a chair right next to my work table, because he would come up to my chair and he would cry, and he's huge, and he would put his claw up onto my leg and he'd pull, like, give me attention, and it hurts. So I put a chair right next to me, and as I'm working now, this is what he does. He puts his hand up. And have you ever seen a cat do that on the videos on Facebook? They have them a lot, where they'll do it really slowly, real soft, like, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. I'm here. I'm here. I'm your buddy, right? I'm your buddy. Don't forget about me. So this little cat is saying to the horse, don't forget about me. I'm your friend. Sitting on the wall. They've come to a wall. So it says, work with others to make the situation come about. So maybe you've come up to a wall and you don't know how to get over this wall. Well, this cat is saying to you, I'll work with you. Let me help you. You know, you don't have to do everything alone. And what they're saying is, clearly this situation, he needs guidance. He needs to know how to get past this wall. It's too high for him to jump, possibly. But maybe this cat knows this wall. This cat has walked along this wall. This cat's been here before. right? Maybe this cat went, maybe you've gone through the dark night of the soul, and this is your friend, and this person has gone through it too, but they've gone through it before you. So they know this wall. And maybe they've got gifts. Cats are familiars, you know. You always see them with you know, pictured with witches. And a witch is just somebody who's connected to spirit and to the earth. You know, it's not what other people have demonized it to be. So this cat knows the way. This cat knows the way in the wall where this horse can get through. So he's saying, you know, you need the help of other people to make this come about. Teamwork is important for you right now. You know, everyone needs to be a part of this. Everyone needs to take a part. You can't be a, what is the word? Don't insist on being Wonder Woman or Batman. Batman, think about this. I've heard this recently. Batman, the Lego movie, is just coming out. And I've just heard it about, it's funny because I get so many messages from children's movies. They're absolutely written by adults and they're for adults if people would figure it out. And I heard the girl saying, I want to be on Batman's, all I want is to be Batman's partner. It's probably Robin speaking, and it's a female in this movie. And Batman works alone, is what he says. But the whole premise to the movie is that Batman finds out that he can't work alone. That he learns in this movie that you have to be part of a team in order to bring about a successful conclusion. So that's what this cat, shoot, I dropped the card. That's what this cat is saying. I know, I can help you. You know, together we both have gifts and abilities. You know, you're fast and you can run free and you're strong and you can carry me. But I'm agile and I'm able to land on my feet, and I'm very I've got gifts that I can help. So together, if we team up, we'll do much better than if you continue to try and be a solo act. Clearing my throat. Okay, so clearing away, or maybe that's telling me. Well, I know it is. It's telling me that I need to also not be so self-reliant. I'm very, very self-reliant. It's hard for me to allow other people. So maybe it's saying that. That we should ask for help. Now I've learned to ask spirit for their help. You know, it's okay to have other people's help. You don't have to do everything by yourself, right? It's more than okay. It's necessary, and it shows the willingness to showing the willingness to be a part of a team. That's the way you develop friendships. That's the way that's the way you get people in your life that are like you, because the people that are going to be working on the same projects as you. They're going to gravitate you're going to gravitate to that. And if you allow them in, it makes the light loader, the load lighter, the light loader. That's funny. The light loader. That's funny. I got to think about that. There's a message in that. I know there is. But it makes it fun too. It makes that sometimes work isn't fun. You know, sometimes it's just really hard. And so it makes it, a team effort makes it lighter. Also, it talks about, maybe they're saying that you, anything that comes to you about teamwork. So maybe, because I'm thinking about health right now. So maybe they're saying that you should be on a play on a team, like team sports, because maybe that's a way, or maybe join a group of something, because that's a way to make friends, new friends. There we go. Get exercise, get out fresh air. Maybe there's I don't know. See, it's hard for me too. So I get this. I totally get that this is a challenge, because I don't like the idea of joining groups of people that I don't know. It's interesting. And look at me, I'm by myself out here. And but to join up with people that are like you. So look for what it is that you like to do, and reach out for that. And I have been doing that, as far as you know, I'm focusing more on my spiritual kind of, my path, and the people that are interested in the same type of things. Those are the people that I associate with. So if you're playing if you're on some kind of a team, like say you're on a rowing team, or you're on a, I don't know, whatever, maybe you're going to join a yoga class. My friend Bill joined a yoga class. He was very into yoga, and he met his amazing partner that way. And now they're traveling all over the place, going to all these different yoga retreats. And it all came about because he was into yoga, and he met somebody doing what he loves to do, and he found his mate that way. Gets them out. They're experiencing you know, healthy benefits, healthy attitudes, and positive energy, and it makes you feel, you know, it gives you something to do. You know, you sit there in your house and you're depressed and you're sad, you don't go anywhere. Things are starting to rock. Look at the water. There isn't even a boat, but things are starting to rock. That's interesting. There must be a boat somewhere further away and it's coming here. That's interesting. What else? Also, like for me, the ones that I ask for help, like I said, I don't really have very many people in California, really only a couple. All of my friends are all over the country and actually in different countries. So the ones that I call upon for help are spirits. So spirit is always there for us. We're never alone. They're always there. And they can help you with anything, you know. And they don't have a time schedule. Like they don't have other jobs that I mean, they help everybody, but they don't have something that's going to put you on the back burner while, you know, sorry, I can't get to you for a few months. You know, they're there. They're there to help you. So that's that message. Things are changing around here. Okay, the next message, I think I might move us a little bit. You'll know in the morning. Okay, and you see this girl on this steed. Now, it's dark. It looks like it's dusk time. It's not dark, but it's definitely clouds coming in, and she's got a kind of a pensive look on her face. I don't know if you guys can see it close enough. I hope you guys are able. I hope I'm holding these properly so you guys can see these. I'll be bummed if I'm not. So the message is when you wake up in the morning, you'll know. You know, you'll have a better idea about what to do. So what they want you to do is relax until then. So maybe one reason you're not feeling very certain about what you're trying to do at this time is that you're trying too hard. I've said that to people before too. Well, I'll say to my clients, if you want to have you want a yes or no answer, or you want to you know, is this a case or is this not, or you know, I said like say this one woman, she wanted to know if this was the man that was coming back into her life, and I said, well, assign that person an animal, or you know, or whatever. For her, I said assign an animal, but not a common animal, not like a dog or a cat. Or if you're going to pick a dog or a cat, pick a specific type of dog or cat, you know, and then say, you know what I want to see, and if this is the case with whatever the question is, if this is the case, when you show me, it could be anything. When you show me that, I'll know that I'm on the right path, because you know people have free will and things change. So she called me the next day and she says, okay, well I looked all day and I didn't see it, and I looked last night and I didn't see it, but I heard the name. Does that work? And I said no. And she goes, but I heard the name and I bumped into the person. And I said, but that doesn't mean a person's going to be staying in your life. I said that might just be that they're just there. You asked, is this person coming back to stay in my life? Is that this person's intention? So in order to get that answer, you need to get that message back from spirit. So sometimes we will kind of fudge things, you know. We ask for a specific sign from spirit, and we get something else that makes us think, oh, well, that must mean it. But that's not what we asked for. We need to ask, and that's why when you ask spirit for something, you ask for something specific. Be very, very specific, and then you'll get more of a specific answer. Spirit needs to have a specific question so that they can answer us more specifically. Otherwise, you get kind of a vague answer, and that way you're getting, you know, yes, the person is there, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be staying in your life. Maybe they're there just to wrap things up, or maybe, you know, that's not the answer that you wanted. So what they're saying, I said to her, you're trying too hard. You need to just give it to a spirit and then let it go. Give them a couple of days. You know, maybe it's going to take a couple of days before events kind of shift around, and maybe this person hasn't made their mind up about something, or maybe, you know, whatever it is, or maybe they're just, and I said they're probably testing you. Spirit is testing you because you've asked for something. It's like you go to McDonald's and you order a Big Mac. You know, I don't. I don't order meat, but say that's just something that comes into my head because that's what I used to eat when I would go to McDonald's. You don't stand there and order it again and again and again. You order it and then you go over and you wait until they make it, and then they call you, right? They'll call you. So I said, you're trying too hard, and Spirit wants you to let it go. Ask for your whatever it is, and then let go. Get yourself busy doing something else and allow Spirit to bring it to you. Here's our cormorant. He's on the move. Good job, babe. He's not just going to sit on the dock anymore. Wasn't that cool? Ooh. I hope I held the camera properly so that you guys could see it. But in this particular situation, they're saying sleep on it. You know, don't make a decision right now. You'll have a better idea of what plan of action to take, because perhaps you're going to get a message in a dream. I get messages in my dreams all the time. Maybe they'll show you and they'll come up with a solution about how you can do this. They'll show you love heals everything, right? Love heals everything. So live and let live. Love, send love to the situation. Allow Spirit to handle things. Like they talked about being part of a team, right? We're not a one-woman, one-man show. Spirit's got our back. They're going to do their job. If you allow this to happen, Spirit will show you how to come up with a proper solution, a happy solution for everyone. So at this moment, just like we got from the very beginning, don't worry, right? Trust that the answer is going to come when you need it. And when you wake up in the morning, you're going to have an idea. So specifically, they're saying your answer is going to come by tomorrow morning. You're going to have a better idea of what's going on because of maybe events that take place. And sometimes we don't remember our dreams. Maybe it's going to be in our subconscious. And it may not be the whole answer. You may just get a little bit more of a clue towards something. Or maybe, you know, you just need to relax. And when you relax, you think better. So maybe you're trying so hard right now that you can't even see the answers right in front of you. So just let it go and allow the situation to come. So that's our reading. And are we still going? We are still going. I love this new phone. Okay, that's another message. How many times do people say to me, you need to get a new phone? And I kept trying to repair the old phone. Phone is communication, right? So the way that you have been communicating has not been working. You needed to get a whole new way of communication, because no matter how much I tried to repair this phone, my other phone, I was at the Mac store, the Apple store. I hung out there. I was there, or I was on the phone with friggin' Verizon in the Apple place forever. And they would repair it a little bit, and we'd move forward a little bit, but then it would start up again, because the problem wasn't that I didn't know what I was doing. The problem was I didn't have the right phone. I needed a different kind of communication altogether. I had to get rid of that phone. So it's the same situation as in relationships or business associates or whatever is going on. Remember the simplicity card? What's not working? Get rid of it. Maybe it's time for something new. My friend Phoebe on Facebook, I did a multiple choice, and there was 4 different cards you could choose from, and she chose 4. I'm trying to think of what number 4 meant. This situation will improve. That's what it said. And she said, I like number 2. And number 2 said, someone new. And I said, well, maybe the situation's going to improve, and that person's going to come back like someone new. You know, we got to be careful about how we read the messages that Spirit brings us. Don't assume. Think about it. And another one said, I think it might have been what she said she liked someone new. And the situation said, a situation will improve. And another person said, I like someone new. And the situation said, be assertive. Oh, and that's what I said to Phoebe. Maybe you need to be assertive in order for you to get something new. So there's all kinds of different ways to look at things. You know, it isn't necessarily the way that you're looking. No, it isn't necessarily that there's something wrong in the situation. You might be looking at it wrong. Remember, the cormorant sometimes flies up to the top of the palm trees, or up to I see them up in the top of these trees, big congregations of them. And sometimes you have to put in the effort to get to the highest height in order to get the message and be able to see things properly. So put the effort in. Cormorant took off on the dock. He's not sitting there anymore. Let's see if Freedom is sitting there still. Freedom is still sitting there. So that means go with the flow and freedom, and they're sitting on the dock. So in order to be free, you've got to get off that dock and follow the cormorant's lead. The cormorant is the one that's leading. The cormorant is the one that's going to persevere and move forward. And the one who's hung up on their freedom, they're not going anywhere. They're just sitting there. So there's a message for you. All right, that is it. I'm looking around the docks to see if there's any other guys that we need to see. No. So the sun's gone out for today because we're going to have rain. So maybe there's going to be some heavy emotion happening. There's going to be, because there's an eclipse coming up in the middle of this month. So there's a lot of emotion going on. So right now things feel kind of, they're a little bit heavy up above. And, you know, the lake is pretty still, but apparently it's going to rain for the next couple of days. So we're probably going to be processing and releasing a lot of emotion. So that's good. You know, there might be tears falling. Maybe there's going to be words spoken that need to be, you know, confrontations. I actually did get that message, and they're saying that something is going to come to a head, and they're asking you to remain calm. Don't say anything that you don't mean. But this situation, whatever it is, I've gotten that message quite a bit, that something's going to come to a head, and it's actually a blessing. It's long overdue. And say what you need to say, get it out. This is probably the simplicity card talking about clearing things away. So say what you need to say, get it out, allow it to flow, whatever tears may fall or the words that may come. It may cause, you know, a parting of ways. It's going to cause a parting of ways. But like they said, the ones that go, that are meant to be back in your life, they'll come back later and they'll respect you for standing your ground. So that's another message just all came in. So I'm going to let that, I just saw another message and you can't see it because it's a mosquito and it's interesting. All right, there you go, Freedom. Good job. Everyone's doing what they're supposed to do right now. I love that. The mosquito is a bloodsucker. So somebody is sucking your energy. It's a vampiric energy vampire. And be careful. You know, put on your energetic repellent to stop these energy vampires from taking your energy from you. Are you in a situation where somebody's sapping your energy? You know, you don't want to be in that situation like that, right? We're on the move. The seagull, Freedom took off, Perseverance took off, everyone's on the move. Cover yourself up, put a little protective energetic layer, ask for a shield of protection. If we are going to be going into some downpour, if we are going to be, you know, you're going to be going into a situation, and this is your message, we are going to be going into a situation that's going to cause maybe turbulence. So that's interesting. Those are the coots, and the coots are on the move too. The coots are the ones that clear up all the debris out of the lake. Everyone's on the move. Everyone's doing their stuff. So just recognize that it's coming. Prepare yourself. Ask for a shield of protection. Put on your hood. Get ready for the rain. Protect yourself. It's all going to be good. Right? All right. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to say that I am on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Google+. I haven't been posting so much on Google+ lately. I gotta get on that. But I'm on Instagram too. A lot of people use Instagram. So if you'd like a reading or help with dream analysis or long distance Reiki healing, I'm a master. I'm available. You can find me at www.theangelswhisper.com or sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com. Because I don't know what it is with my website, but sometimes often, more than not, I don't get the messages. I have to look into that. I have to ask my girlfriend Erica if she can help me. I don't get notification when people write to me on the website so much. So that's why I've been putting up my regular email address as well. So if you don't hear from me, write to me on the email address or on Facebook. I'm very prompt. If I don't get to you in one day, I haven't gotten your message. I am right on it with my private readings. And like I said, I work online, but I always make precedence for my private readings. What else? I do dream analysis as well. I help a lot of people with dream analysis. I guess that's it. I can't think of anything else. I'm going to roll around a little bit out here, and then I'm going to go off to the thrift store to take some, to wrap up. I'm going to take some, I go through my closet. I know there's going to be something in there that I don't need anymore, that I don't use. It's getting to be almost spring in California. We have no spring in California. Go straight from winter to summer, it seems. So I'm going to go take some to my thrift store and look for that decanter so that I can put... That's something you guys could do. It's very cool. I want help with my eyes. And, oh man, it's bright. Wow, blind. I'm having problems with my vision and with my gums. And so I looked up the different crystals that are good for that. And that's why I'm drinking crystal water. And that's what's in my glass goblets. So, power of crystals. It's very, 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 I believe in it 100%. I totally, totally do. I mean, think about it. The Creator helps us. We ask for help, and how does He help us? By telling us what's good for our body. Well, how would He know? He's made it. It's not going to be. You're not going to find it in a store. You're going to find it in nature, right? So crystals, to me, would be more important than going and getting tincture at a store. I'll make my own. Put it in purified water in the sun with the power of the sun and absorb the energy from the crystals. Not to mention the intention is like 75% of anything, you know. So that's an idea for you guys to do too. Also, people do sun tea. We're too far away, but there's a dock over there, and they've got this guy's got like 6 big jugs of water, and he has them all around his dock. I thought that is so smart, you know, absorbing all the energy. So, but it's a glass container you want, not plastic. So, because you don't want to absorb the plastic into your body, into the water. Okay, that's it. We're closed. We're done. We're out. You guys have a great day. This has been fun. We'll speak again. Peace, love, and light.